our subject in managing innovation. On the third chapter is competitive implication of technology and market dynamics. I already share the material on your group on the group, so you can. I'm not going to share this. I'm not going to share this material through Zoom because it's too tiny, and by sharing it, I cannot see all of you. But anyway, you can see in the material on the second page there is a recap challenge or mind in the gap first, the transition and the key of challenges of the one who innovate. Yeah, first innovator or for the one who innovate things, the early adopters. Can you make product improvement that are necessary? That's the question. Can you design or make something that is necessary to the market? Do the visionaries really reference to the techies or the technologies, or are you working with the right technology man or the techies? Or is it the previous meeting we say that a problem to others maybe or can be an opportunity for you, right? You just have to dig what is necessary or what is required or what kind of product or service that you can fulfill in order to solve or as a solution to the problems. That's the innovator type. And the first one who makes the innovation is the innovator. And the one who is first introduced usually have more opportunity to become the market leader. Yeah. For example, again, the most familiar case we always discuss is Gojek. Yeah, Gojek. Gojek is servicing the customer in terms of ride hailing. Yeah, ride hailing. Previous to Gojek, there was no such service as Ojek in terms of integrated one. When you need an Ojek service, you have to go outside, go out from your house, your dorm, and anything to find Ojek driver in the corner of the street or something. But now, at the tip of your hand, you can always look for a Gojek driver in Gojek application. The first one entering Indonesia market for such service is Uber, but that's for taxi. Uber has difficulties in adapting with the local market in Indonesia. That's why it was gone now, and the service was fulfilled by Grab car and GoCar, right? There is also even though the first innovators who come earlier to the market have a big opportunities to become the market leader, but still the need or the necessity to fulfill the local market, let's say culture is essential, right? And then the second one, early adoptees. Can you transform this visionary project into a product, right? We can always see opportunities everywhere, but can you make it into a product or service? That's another issue, right? Maybe nobody thinks about Gojek integrating Gojek into application before Gojek did, or maybe abroad you see Uber already operating for a car, but then Gojek make the same service for motorcycle. That's the one which distinguish Gojek from other online taxi company. Again, you see Uber, everybody see Uber in UK or elsewhere, then can you make it into a product? That's the question. That's the cleverness or the uniqueness of Pak Nadiem Makarim who invented the Gojek. Oh, I see this in UK, then adapted into Indonesian market in Indonesia using motorcycle. Yeah. So now there is Gojek, and now Gojek also offers I think 18 to 20 different services, including Go Massage. Can you imagine? Previous to this, we need to find traditional masseuse maybe you'd have to go out to find a massage parlor or something. But now you can easily go to your application, the Gojek application, go massage and order uh, for you to massage at home, things like that. You can see that is why the skill of observation is very important. You can always see something, but then it takes skill to see that the market need more than what it gives today, right? Right, Jess? Right, Santos? Do you have any question from this? Okay. Okay. Then after making a design of a product, can you really make it into a turnkey product? Can you just build it, construct it, and make it, and then give it to the customer? Okay. So the first thing, innovators need to see what the opportunity, and then the second one, you need to make a product out of it. Can you really make it a total product? And then can you make it into a turnkey product? Itu kan you can deliver. Is it suitable to the market? Is it necessary? Or is it absorbed by the market nicely, or it's just not suitable to the demand of the market? Then there's a step of becoming innovator, yeah. Then how is it when you come late? What kind of business can you think that come very late in the industry? Any idea, Jesse, Santos, Saraj? What kind of business that comes late in the industry? What do you think? Apa yang datang terlambat? Laggards come late. So they are no longer have opportunity to to compete. Santos, what is it? You turn your mic on. You want to say something?
No idea. What about you guys?
In ride hailing industry, there is a new player now. When you see your Instagram, called Maxim. The color is yellow. It offers almost the same service as Gojek. Maxim. Why you doesn't know the service? Because maybe it comes late. You already familiar with Grab and all Gojek. Then there's another one called Maxim. Yeah. It just, I think it's coming around 2-3 months. I see the ads in the Instagram. They're still recruiting drivers, motorcycle drivers. And why do you doesn't know this? Because it's new. Because you doesn't need any more service like Gojek, right? That's called the laggards, the one come late. I don't know if someday Maxim will become big. We don't know. But again, this Maxim comes later after Grab and Gojek. That's the example of the one coming late. So when attempting to fully analyze the next slide, when attempting to fully analyze market segment, you need to consider the following dynamics. First, the role of importance of information flow. It means difference before among customers, network, brokers, and everything. You need to sure you have the right information of the market. And then the second one is the role of different culture or psychological factor. Every country, every region have different characteristics, right? Even in Jakarta, you already familiar with Jakarta, Rajas. It's different from Semarang. It's different in terms of the language, bahasa Indonesia dengan bahasa Jawa, in terms of the way they do their activities, and then basically they are different. In order to successfully deliver something or service and business in Jakarta may be different when you do it in Semarang. And then there is also a factor of changing customer preference. Since now is a pandemic situation, before this we always meet in a classroom, we always laugh, doing something, we meet again, basically we meet and do classes, regular classes. But now, due to this condition, we have to do the learning process in this Zoom thing, right? We need per cycle, yeah. So now there is Gojek, and now Gojek also offers, I think 18 to 20 different apa namanya services, including Go Massage. Can you imagine? Previous to this, we need to find traditional masseuse. Maybe you'd have to go out to find a massage parlor or something. But now you can easily go to your application, the Gojek application, Go Massage, and order uh, for you to massage at home, things like that. You can see that is why the skill of observation is very important. You can always see something, but then it takes skill to see that the market need more than what it gives today, right? Right, Jess? Right, Santos? Do you have any question from this? Okay. Okay. Then after making a design of a product, can you really make it into a turnkey product? Can you just build it, construct it, and make it, and then give it to the customer? Okay. So the first thing, innovators need to see what the opportunity, and then the second one, you need to make a product out of it. Can you really make it a total product, and then can you make it into a turnkey product? Itu kan you can deliver. Is it suitable to the market? Is it necessary? Or is it absorbed by the market nicely, or it's just not suitable to the demand of the market? Then there's a step of becoming innovator, yeah. Then how is it when you come late? What kind of business can you think that come very late in the industry? Any idea, Jesse, Santos, Saraj? What kind of business that comes late in the industry? What do you think? Apa yang datang terlambat? Laggards come late. So they are no longer have opportunity to compete. Santos, what is it? You turn your mic on. You want to say something?
No idea. What about you guys?
In ride hailing industry, there is a new player now. When you see your Instagram, called Maxim. The color is yellow. It offers almost the same service as Gojek. Maxim. Why you doesn't know the service? Because maybe it comes late. You already familiar with Grab and all Gojek. Then there's another one called Maxim. Yeah. It just, I think it's coming around 2-3 months. I see the ads in the Instagram. They're still recruiting drivers, motorcycle drivers. And why do you doesn't know this? Because it's new. Because you doesn't need any more service like Gojek, right? That's called the laggards, the one come late. I don't know if someday Maxim will become big. We don't know. But again, this Maxim comes later after Grab and Gojek. That's the example of the one coming late. So when attempting to fully analyze the next slide, when attempting to fully analyze market segment, you need to consider the following dynamics. First, the role of importance of information flow. It means difference before among customers, network, brokers, and everything. You need to sure you have the right information of the market. And then the second one is the role of different culture or psychological factor. Every country, every region have different characteristics, right? Even in Jakarta, you already familiar with Jakarta, Rajas. It's different from Semarang. It's different in terms of the language, bahasa Indonesia dengan bahasa Jawa, in terms of the way they do their activities, and then basically they are different. In order to successfully deliver something or service and business in Jakarta may be different in with when you do it in Semarang. And then there is also a factor of changing customer preference. Since now is a pandemic situation, before this we always meet in a classroom, we always laugh, doing something, we meet again, basically we meet and do classes, regular classes, but now due to this condition, we have to do the learning process in this Zoom thing, right? We need to do this in this way. I don't know about the effectiveness, but this is a way of conducting learning process, conducting class in this pandemic situation. It means that the preference is changing due to maybe economics, due to condition, everything. And then the second one, a changing of customer buying behavior. You can see clearly in this pandemic situation, when previously the driver of economy, the driver of buying decision is not always needs, but sometimes wants, right? It's not always need, but sometimes wants. I want to buy this. You don't really need it, but you want it, right? Like shoes. But now, since the decrease of income of some people, the driver of economy of the buying decisions now is needs. People only buys what they need, not necessarily what they want, because sometimes you want it but you don't need it. There's a change in customer buying behavior. Some scholars has already researched for this in terms of in terms of do a research on this, and then maybe later on we can see the result of this research, that the customer is really shifting from before pandemic and now pandemic. And again, next one is changing technology. What is needed by subsegment that can be achieved. The changing technology makes us able to do this Zoom meeting, right? It was driven by the condition, okay, but then since the technology is here, we can do this learning process by Zoom. And then the changing infrastructure. Of course, this meeting also available because all of us have the infrastructure, which is we have either laptop or handphone, right? Basically, you see the this following dynamics. You need to see this following dynamics in terms of fulfilling the gap between the opportunity and the demand. The next slide will be, where are the opportunities when competition is serving the mainstream? Basically, there are three segments of the market. First, the underserved market. The second one, the well-served market, and the overserved market. What do you think is the underserved market? Any industry? Is there any idea? Underserved market, is there any idea? Jesse, Santos, Sarat? What do you think? That's still a gap, that there is a big gap between service and demand, supply and demand. What do you think is there's a gap in that? In this pandemic lah ya. Seeing your hair, Santos, Saraj, seeing your hair, yeah, you grow your hair, right? And you haven't had a haircut, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You haven't got a haircut. It seems there is an opportunity for for a guy coming to you to cut your hair. Maybe it's no longer a standby barber shop. Maybe you can make something. There's an idea of barbershop keliling. Apa tuh namanya, Jess? Barbershop keliling tuh bahasa Inggrisnya apa, Jess? It's the barber who come to you, not you are come to the barber, right? There's opportunity like that. There's an underserved market, yeah, keliling barbershop keliling. I don't know what terms on English.
Cut my hair,
Yeah, and then you can, or maybe go barber. You can order barber someone in Gojek, you can go something. There's a market that is there, right? I s- I so I already see that two of you haven't got your haircut. Maybe some other need that kind of service, right? They cannot go anywhere. They are not allowed to go anywhere, so they cannot cut their hair. So there's a market for serving this kind of fulfilling this kind of needs. Keliling barbershop keliling, ya kan Jess? So it was an underserved market. It was not served properly. The demand is there, but there is no one supplying the service, right? That's an idea. And then the second one is well-served market. Apa yang well-served market? Maybe we can see GoFood lah ya. GoFood, GrabFood, ya kan? It's already there, ya kan? We can choose a lot of food from these two application, right? Uh, various food is there, depending on your uh, selera ya, depending on your taste and your money, of course. There is a cheap one and there's an expensive one. There is a big one, a small one. It was served well by this application. And what do you think about the offer serve market? There is a lot of supply rather than the demand. What kind of industry do you think like that? More the one who sell than the one who buys. What is it? Any clue?
One on the demand.
More on the supply other than demand. What is it? I can think of something, but it's only happening, let's say 3 to 5 years from now. I see the university or the education institutions will become this overserved market. Why? Because the market nowadays, the work market, the industry, like Google has already announced that they recruit high school students with skills, with specific skills, right? They doesn't need diploma, they doesn't need degree in order to work in Google. Just the skill. They only need that's the skill. And then I also read the security head of Alibaba when he interviewed with Alibaba. He borrowed a laptop, and within the 2.5 minutes he shut down all the protocol in Alibaba. That's a skill, and he doesn't even graduate from high school yet. I'm not sure. I still remember the story, but I'm not sure what's the name. Is it true or not? But there's a story. Now the industry doesn't always need the one with the degree, right? The one with the degree. That's why the one will be in needs in the next 3 or 5 years is the one with the skill. Maybe you are mastering a skill of, I don't know, marketing, or maybe you are mastering a skill of programming. That's the one needed by the industry, right? The industry no longer need the one with the degree with no skill. Just become average. That's why you need to sharpen your skill, whatever it is. Please find your skill. As I mentioned before, my skill is making a complicated things into a simple explanation, right? The chart is so many, but then I can make it into a simple explanation. You need more sleep, Jess? You look like you're yawning. Okay, that's the 3 parts of the market. Do you have any question? As an innovator, you need to see this. What segment of market that still need, or there's still a big room for you to play or to enter, uh, or this market is too crowded. There is almost oversupply. And that's the one you need to consider in terms of innovating something. That's why it's really important to put your effort in the right place, right? You spend a lot of effort, a lot of money, you invest a lot of things, but then since you choose the wrong market, since you choose the wrong segment, you are becoming very hard. Yeah? Like in the, what is it? What slide number is? Slide number 14. How you identify this low-end innovation? Existing solutions are too costly or too complex, or there may be other dimensions of interest. For example, speed in the case of home diagnostic, or convenience in the case of cell phone. Our business model has low overhead and high asset utilization. Or potential business areas where it is unattractive for the major incumbent to respond. Like this, if you see Red Bull, do you know Red Bull? Indonesia is Krating Daeng. Yeah. Instead of head-to-head with Coke, Coca-Cola, which is the big player, they are enter a very niche, unconventional outlets, a new dimension of energy drink, right? Red Bull is a famous.
Available in Indomaret?
Yeah, sorry.
Red Bull available in Indomaret?
Red Bull available but with different name. The name here in Indonesia is Krating Daeng. Krating Daeng. You know Jess? You know right Jess? The name is Krating Daeng. It's actually Red Bull. They enter a niche market, unconventional one, which is energy drink. Similarly with power bars, you know. Everybody selling chocolate, right? Everybody selling chocolate. But this one this is power bar. Okay? It's instead of head-to-head with the big players, they start with entering the niche market. Or maybe Skype. Skype, yeah. Back then Skype is low-end innovation for telephone calls. It always putus-putus, hang up, right? It's inconvenient but cheap. Yeah, inconvenient but very cheap, and it is ignored by the telecom giants. But see, Skype now, it offers a very good service, right? They started as a cheap one, a bad low end innovation, bad services, but then now it used commonly but for video call, right? That's the example of how you should start your business. Not always head to head with, unless you had a big money or big guts to confront the giants, and then it is more proper if you start with small things and a niche market. Any question, or we can continue? Santos Saraj.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then in the next slide, in the number 16 of the American, adaptability is also essential. You remember in this example is Kodak, yeah, Kodak. You see the camera, Kodak camera, is it available in India? Kodak famous in India, no?
Yeah.
In Indonesia is so famous. Kodak, Fujifilm is famous, right? We use apa namanya? What is it? Before digital, we use analog, right? We use films. Fuji films. Put it in the camera so you can make a photo, things like that. Somehow, yeah, you still remember, right? We use the camera with the inserting the film there. Somehow, Kodak has late to adapt with the situation of digital. When everybody expanding or making digital of a camera, Kodak when he is a big player at the time see that. So now where is Kodak now? It's vanished. It's gone. Why? Because it doesn't adapt with the market. The market is changing, right? Now we see no more Kodak everywhere. The one who's making the digital camera is the one with the advantage nowadays, right? Even the regular camera now, like SLR, having competition from cell phones, right? Now the camera on iPhone is better and with easier interface with YouTube and everything. And when you are a camera, who buys camera now, it's only a professional photographer, right? While the rest of us, I'm recording this using my cell phone, right? We are in a meeting using a cell phone. It's easier to upload to YouTube, to social media, rather than a camera, right? And take another example of Nokia. Nokia, do you have handphone Nokia, right? Still remember Nokia? Nokia is the biggest player in cell phone in the late 2000 and late 90s, right? Even I using Nokia is a product that I dream of that day. It's expensive, it's luxurious, and it's market leader lah. And where is Nokia now? Nokia is nowhere to be seen, right? Because it failed to adapt with this new changing technology. While now we are using the same type of handphone, this type Android one, right? With only a screen, right? A big screen, no more buttons, no more dial, nothing like that. The shape is almost the same, only the logo at the back of the cell phone now, the difference. One's Apple, one Samsung, and everything. But basically the shape is almost the same, right? And the price also back then to buy the cheapest Nokia is 2 million. Di Indonesia is 2 million lah, 1.5 to 2 million. The basic one. Now we can have a very decent phone with that kind of money, right? With that amount of money. Bisa dapat Android yang bagus lah ya with that amount of money. So basically, since the market change, the technology change, company have to adapt. Company have to reinvent themselves. Company have to re-innovate. Yeah. Now, I like to give you an assignment in how can you re-innovate things. Take an example of a toy company. Toy company, please make an example of a toy company. Let's say Santos, since you are a big fan of automotive, please find the re-innovation of Hot Wheels. Yeah, here's a nice assignment for you, Santos. Santos, make a history or make a story of Hot Wheels. You please find the story of Hot Wheels, which is they are always re-innovating things. Yeah, Hot Wheels. Jessie, since you are the only girls in this classroom, you can see the story of Barbie. Barbie is always innovating, right? Please submit, let's say a 3 or 5 pages assignment telling about this re-innovation or innovation and re-innovation of this brand. And Saraj, I think the one suitable for you is the innovation of hotels. Yeah, back then hotels is only for leisure. Yeah, you can go in terms of hotel, is no specific brand hotel, but the hotel industry itself always innovating, always offering different service, always growing, right? Before we go to a hotel to leisure, that's why the one leisure now a small capsule hotel is growing in many cities. Please make an assignment on that. Please tell us how the hotel evolving, how Hot Wheels evolving, how Barbie evolving. Okay, let's make it in. What's it? Please submit me on Monday. If it's okay, Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
Not much lah, 3 to 5 pages is okay. With photos, of course, yeah. With photos. Please send the assignment on our group, not the email, because it means already too crowded, yeah. Please send it in our group only. Okay. Any question?
Clear, sir.
Any question? Sorry, 40 minutes, close to 4 minutes. Our time for in Zoom almost finished. Okay, closing to this chapter, there is always disruption in innovation. there is always something that disrupt the existing. Like we mentioned before, the cell phone market is disrupted by the Android, right? There's the previous manufacturer of cell phone like Motorola is no longer here, Nokia and Sony Ericsson is no longer here, right? It was replaced by Apple, Samsung, Redmi, disrupted by the new technology. Camera also, there was Kodak films and now it's nowhere to be seen. Fuji films, now only selling cameras, Fuji camera. It replaced by Canon and Nikon and things like that. And also some profession is already vanishing, like back then when they film using helicopters and cameramen. Now we are using drones, right? We are using drones. So two profession of cameraman when using helicopters is already gone. And in the future, there will be change also. In the future, change also in that this disruption is always happening. We haven't seen what will be disrupt, what market, but for sure it will be happen again. Like I mentioned before, the role of universities in the future will become less, as people will only need to sharpen the skills. Not right now, not like happening right now. The market still need a degree, right? But in the future, I think the one with the skill will be more needed by the industry. So I believe in 3, 5, maybe 10 years from now, the role of the university have to change. They have to focus on one skill, right? That's maybe what I think is going to happen. Maybe in other industry, it's happening, but I don't know. Maybe you have you see or you haven't seen, but it's changing. So in order to face that disruption, you have to grow yourself. The note is you have to grow yourself, and you have to sharpen your observation skill in order to see what's coming, right? What's coming. That's why I record this. I try to change. I try to documentize this. I try to record this and make it a YouTube channel. Why? Because somehow later on, this will be the next best thing. Even now, when I see in Instagram, selling used car is using a video, right? Selling used car, used bike, right? Now using a video, short video, showing what they sell, the condition of the car and everything. Back then, we sell used car using iklan baris in the newspaper, right? Using ads in the newspaper, small ads in newspaper. Then it shift into an OLX. You know OLX? You buy and sell cars through OLX and application. Now evolving. Now it's already evolving. The used car market now using video, short video, 1 minute, 1.5 minute to display their product, right? Used market loh, not new car, used car. So it's evolving. It's familiar for a new car to make their advertising and put it on TV, right? It's common for releasing a new car, introducing a new car, and then making an advertisement and put it on TV. But now, since the TV is expensive, used car making a small video, made home video, and then publish it on Instagram, on Facebook. So basically, that it's always changing. The market is also changing. You need to be you need to have an observation skill, and you need to be adaptive to the situation, so you can always follow the dynamics of the market. That's the ending note. If there's no question, let's wrap up the class and see
Can you
you.
repeat the
Yes, sorry.
assignment, sir? Could you repeat the assignment, please?
Assignment is showing the history of each brand for the history of innovation and re-innovation. of each brand. I mentioned before. Jessica is Barbie. How Barbie innovate and re-innovate themselves. For you, how hotel innovate and re-innovate themselves. Sorry, Jess?
How Barbie innovates themselves.
Yeah. You see Barbie back then just a doll, right? Just a doll.
Oh, how they make movies.
Now they make movies, right? Now they make movies. And they adjust the dress. Right? They just dress.
Oh, correct.
Yeah, what time they do that? Yo, that's Barbie. Oh. Why do you have a Barbie, Saras? Maybe you
Have some
consult.
books, sir, and
You can consult to Saras in terms of Barbie.
you see, you can give example like this. How Barbie.
Back then it was a doll, only a doll, right? Only a doll. Look, you should look at the history of Barbie. It's very interesting how they adapt to the changing market. It's very interesting how they innovate and they re-innovate all the time. Now there's a series of Barbie, TV series of Barbie. There is Barbie which is connected to a movie, right? Things like that. That's the way they adapt to the changing environment. Hotel also, like Saraj, is changing.
Yes, sir.
I mentioned before.
Yeah.
Also Hot Wheels.
For couples.
For hotels,
Especially for couples, there is a hotel for you.
yeah, it's changing. Also Hot Wheels. Back then, Hot Wheels doesn't have a tire which is rolling. It's fixed. If I'm not mistaken, the first toys like that is Mojoret. Mojoret is competitor to Hot Wheels. It has a fixed tire, so you cannot push the toys around because it has only fixed tires. But Hot Wheels invented the rolling tires, and the worlds of the environment of that kind of small car changing because of the Hot Wheels. And it's an interesting subject. I think it's very interesting for you to do a research on that, how they adapt to the changing market. That is Steinman. Don't forget to submit me on Monday, next Monday.
Sure, sir.
Next Monday. Why? Because I have to make a mid-term assessment. I will make that assignment for a mid-term assessment. So please, the one who submit earliest, have a better opportunity to gain high grades. Okay? Any question?
I will try.
Please.
Answer clear, sir.
Please submit to me earlier. Only at our group, No need to send me on emails because the emails is piling up, email from everywhere. Okay? Let's wrap the class. If there's no question,
Okay, sir.
see you tomorrow. I believe tomorrow will be around 13, because from Jumat first.